Hello and welcome to Braves Breakdown. My name is Justin Ayers and I am the Communications Coordinator here at North Adams Community Schools. Before we get started, make sure to follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our school's YouTube page. Today I am joined by Madison Witte, who is a senior member of our girls swim team. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
How did you get into swimming?
My family goes to the lake a lot, and so I've always just swam recreationally. And I actually had never swam competitively before freshman year, but Shaylin, who's a really good friend of mine, had, and so we just talked about it, and I thought it'd be fun.
So how is your team looking so far this season?
The team's looking good. I think we got a lot of new swimmers this year, very inexperienced, but they're coming along really well, and so I think that we're starting to really get the hang of our relays and what people are good at, and so it's looking good.
How many girls do you guys have on the team?
Not very many. I think we only have 9 or 10, which is not great because in our meets everybody scores so many points, and so we don't have a lot of people to score, but we're doing good.
So do you have to really spread out what events everybody's doing?
We try to put people in as many things as we can.
So how many events do you swim?
You can only swim 4.
Okay. So do you swim 4?
Yeah.
What do you swim?
Usually I do the medley relay. I'll either do breast or fly in that. And then I have the 50 free, the 200 relay, which I do a 50 free in that, and then the 100 breaststroke.
Can you tell me a little bit about just what some of your practices look like?
We have really long stretching band, dry land type stuff routine because shoulder injuries are a really big problem with swimming, and so we try to really stretch that out. And then we warm up, and then we break our practices down into sets, and so we'll do a hard set with hard rest, and then we'll just repeat that a couple times, and then we'll get a bigger rest break, and then we just do it again. So it's interval training type thing, I guess.
How much do you think you swim in an average practice?
So we try to go up to 5,000 yards, but sometimes we don't get there.
What do meets look like?
Meets, they're a lot like track meets. If you know what a track meet's like, I'm not really sure how many events there are, but they're set down one event at a time. And then, you just go through it. There are relays too, so everybody swims their events, and then in between there are other events that are going on. And so you just try to stay involved with cheering on your team and stuff in between your events. And then there are relays where you can swim with your team. But a lot of it's just really individual.
How does the scoring work?
So at our dual meets, which is what most of our meets are, there are 6 lanes, and so 6 people can swim in each event. So we have 3, and then the other team has 3. And so first place gets 6 points, second place gets 4, and then 3, 2, 1, 0.
How is this year's team different than last year's team?
So last year we were really experienced, and we all knew each other too, and so we were used to swimming what we were doing. And then this year we have a lot of new people, which is always a good thing, but we've had to really work on teaching them how to do certain strokes or trying to figure out what they're good at. And so that's always fun because it's trying new things.
Who are some of the leaders on your team and how do they show it?
For the girls, Shaylin, Morgan, and I are the only seniors, but Shaylin's a really big leader. She's super dedicated, and I think that really shows and helps the freshmen know that they need to take it seriously. Shaylin will come to every morning practice, every afternoon practice, and it's easy to not really want to go to practice, but she's super dedicated, and I think that really just helps our freshmen. And she's also not afraid to tell the freshmen, hey, I think you should work on this or give advice, and that's always really nice.
Who are some of the younger kids on your team that we should be keeping an eye on over the next couple of years?
I think Tori McCulloch, she's a freshman. She's really good, really. And there are a lot of little things, technique things that it's easy to not think about, but she just does really well naturally. And I think as she keeps training, especially like at the high school level, I think she'll get really good. And also, like Noelle, she's a freshman too, and she hasn't swam at all before, but she got the hang of it really quick, and I think that's a really good sign of just a natural swimmer.
What goes into picking your strokes, and what specific events that you're going to do?
For us, like I said, like we don't have a lot of people, and so honestly, a lot of times it just comes down to like, can you do that? And so like Drew will just put us in like certain events in a meet because nobody else is in it. But when it comes to like picking your stroke, it's really a lot about like just what comes naturally to you, because all the strokes are so different, and like obviously you can train and you can work on your technique, but it's easier when something just comes naturally. And everybody, like certain strokes will come easier to people than other ones.
And so what would you say was the most natural for you?
Well, freestyle was big for me for a while because I didn't know how to do anything when I first started swimming. But then I started doing breaststroke, and that was pretty nice too.
What do you enjoy most about your sport?
I love just competing. I love our meets. I mean, the practices are hard, but it's worth it when like you go to a meet and then you're able to compete and keep up with everybody else. And I really like also like they'll tell you things to work on and like how to improve, and it's really nice just to be able to watch yourself get better and like actively work on things that show that you're growing, you know.
What's your favorite thing about your team?
I think we have a lot of fun. I think like we decorated our locker room and we just really enjoyed that, and like we're gonna have team bondings. We're planning those, and those will be really fun. I just think that we all get along really well, and we can mess around, and like especially at the meets, everybody goes and they cheer on other people when they're not swimming their own events, and that's really nice too.
I was going to ask, and you kind of hinted at it, but what are some things that you guys do outside of swim practice time that makes you guys really close?
Well, I guess we don't really see each other a lot, like outside of the swim practice time, obviously, but during the meets, we talk. We try to really stay present, so we'll either be at the bench with the rest of the team, or we'll be down at the other end of the pool cheering on somebody that's swimming. And then we're going to have team bondings too, where like we'll just all hang out, because that'll help, you know, make practices more fun if we all know each other. We're also doing a Secret Santa over Christmas break. That'll be fun. Just fun things like that.
How has your coach contributed to your team chemistry?
Drew's a lot of fun too. I think he knows how to be serious, obviously, and direct us and help us, but he does a good job of joking around and making fun of us like we would make fun of each other.
And then what about just your actual like athletic success? How has he benefited that?
Well, he makes the practices, so obviously that's very helpful, because it's hard to push yourself, you know, but he makes us push ourselves. And also, like the training style that he has, I think is really helpful, because we do a lot of like increased pace stuff, and that makes you like actively think about going faster instead of just like, oh, go hard, and you like go hard. But he does a good job, and he does a good job of explaining like what we need to do, and he also really drills in our head that like if we want to be better, we need to actively try now. We can't just like wish to get better. So I think he does a good job of keeping us grounded and showing us how we can get better.
Is there a specific instance that you can think of, like, over the past 4 years that you've been like, oh, that was something that Coach Norby did that really helped me?
Oh, well, like I said, when I first started swimming, I knew absolutely nothing. So, like, I didn't even know how to breathe was a really bad one, because, like, I'd just be swimming around and, like, swallowing water. That was really bad. And I remember, like, especially the first year, he would pull me aside quite often and, like, show me what I needed to do. And so now breathing is a lot easier, kicking's a lot easier. Just small things like that are really important.
How has the sport helped you grow as a person?
I think it's helped me a lot with, like, being outgoing, being a leader, because, like, you need to help everybody else on the team. And it's so much more fun when you, like, talk to other people and stuff like that. And also, like, self-discipline, I guess, because it's really easy to, like, with swimming, you can be swimming and not be trying, you know? And so I think it's really helped me, like, make me push myself and, like, know when I need to actually be trying, which all the time.
What would young little Madison be most proud of if she looked at you right now?
Probably just, like, competing. as a kid, I guess I didn't really do a lot of sports. Like, I played volleyball, but I didn't really do much else. But now, like, I love going to the meets and, like, competing against other people and, like, being good, I guess. Like, it's just so much fun, and I think that'd be great.
And last question, what would you say to somebody who is considering joining the girls swim team?
Oh, you should do it, because it's just so much fun. And we had a lot of new people this year, and obviously, like, it's hard, and it's really hard to learn something new, but the team's so much fun, and, like, even if you're not great, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it's still so easy to, like, get involved and, like, get in the pool, be active, and you can even compete in the meets. Like, it's great. And it's so healthy. Like, it's so good for you. Like, it's a whole body workout every single day.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciated getting to hear about just how much fun you get to have with the swim team.
Thanks.
That is all for this episode of the Braves Breakdown. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and subscribe to the North Adams Community Schools YouTube page. We will see you next time when we speak with a member of our boys wrestling team. Have a good one, Bellmont.